G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go. So a few Ultra League battles here. So as you can see, rank 8. So I'm sort of middle ground really. And that's probably where most people are, to be honest. And so you can see my team, see how we go. A few things I sort of go for is I want to win the lead battle. That's the main thing I go for. Sometimes I burn an extra shield when I shouldn't, but it is what it is. So, Ultra League, so my team, I run a fairly meta team, so Togekiss still, Charm, Ancient Power, Flamethrower, Giratina, run with Shadow Claw, Dragon Claw and Ancient Power, and then Charizard, Fire Spin, Blast Burn and Dragon Claw. So bit of coverage. So the one thing, and which is a real pain, is my team's weak to basically Swamp It. Swamp's an absolute beast, so everyone basically runs him, and let's see how we go. So 5 battles. I usually so aim for 3 wins. I like to go for 4 because obviously then you get your encounter. Let's see how we go. So team weak to Swamp It, and of course Swamp It on the lead. So there is so many leads in Swamp It. It's absolutely ridiculous. Charges so quickly compared to Togekiss, but as you can see, that fast move damage of Charm is absolutely mega. So they'll probably get to 2 there you go, 2 Hydro Cannons before I get to an Ancient Power, but that's absolutely fine. It is what it is, so I'll get to my Ancient Power and we'll see what happens. If I get the boost, I'm just going to defend like you wouldn't believe. And so they do get to a 3rd, so I'm going to let it go. Having no shields in the back's a problem, and that is going to take it out, but that's fine. Oh, it didn't take it out, so that's very, very interesting. I'd stopped tapping and looked away. So I might get one shot in there with the Giratina, and so now we're equal. So what am I, 2498? He's CP 2480, so very interesting. So there might be Ancient Powering, there might be Dragon Clawing, so Ancient Power it is, so we'll see what that does. So if they get the boost, I'm stuffed. So they've swapped out, so have I, and that's a real good swap for me. So lots of people do have, so that could be a Sludge Bomb. If it is, I'm in a bit of trouble. So 2 of those would KO me, so the next one I'm going to have to shield. So I'm going to see if I can draw the shield from them as well. Let's see, it's always risky, and thankfully they did shield. I'm not going to obviously get there before they do. I will shield because I'll match shields in this scenario, of course I will. We'll see how they go. So if I can get to, I'm going to Dragon Claw, so that's probably a questionable move. If it doesn't take them out, I'm in all sorts of trouble. So thankfully I was within range, and I'm hoping I can get a Dragon Claw off here as well, get a little bit of bonus damage there, and then we'll go from there. So I'll continue to farm. I'm not going to actually farm down. I'm going to go straight into my Giratina just so they can't farm me down, because that's exactly what they would have been doing to my Charizard. So instead I'll just go straight in, and I can double Dragon Claw, and that's the game. So happy days. So Game 1 done. So that worked out pretty well. I got pretty lucky with those swap-ins. So obviously having Swampert lead. So Swampert is my weakness. But if people are leading with Swampert, then I can use Togekiss is probably my best defense against Swampert, so that's what you do. So I got really lucky there and must have had 1 HP when the Swampert went down. So worked out quite nicely, and that let me, basically, I controlled the game from there. So this is a tough one. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to shield the first one, because it will be a sludge bomb. Yeah, 100%. Always going to be your sludge bomb to start with. If I can charm it down a little bit more. So I think what I'm going to do is now swap out into Charizard. It's going to get out of there. So I'm going to let the sludge bomb hit. Oh, and it's a frenzy plant, so that is best case scenario for me right there. So I'm going to blast burn and hope it thinks I'm doing a dragon claw. So I really need to take out this Togekiss, and it's not shielded, so it's not going to be happy with that, because that is a big hit. So that's happy days for me right there. So I'm going to go again with a blast burn again. They're going to 100%. They have to shield this. Yeah. So I'll get a reasonable amount, so they should charge me, because if they don't, I'm going to charge them, which is happy days. So either use their last shield or take the hit. So they have used their shield. So that is perfect situation right there. So with CMP tied, I've got my move off, and then they've got their future sight. So this is not a good matchup for my Giratina. I have got a shield advantage, but with the Venusaur in the back and the sludge bomb that it has, I would much rather. So I don't know whether to keep this or not, so I'm gonna let it go through. And so that might have been a mistake right there, because it's probably going to try and farm me down. If I can get my ancient power off, happy days. So this is a good game right here. There's no way they're coming back from this. So a couple of charm damages there for the Venusaur. And then out comes Giratina, got an extra shield. It's just, I'll block, it doesn't matter what it is, it won't be doing anything, any damage anyway. Frenzy Plant, it's a good game. So they might get a charge move off before me. No, so managed to get the Dragon Claws. So happy days. So that went pretty well as well. So far so good. So obviously you want to watch out for Cressula. I know it's an absolute weapon against Giratina. It's a weapon overall, to be completely honest. One of the highest damage output, neutral damage output Pokemon there is, and a really good counter for Giratina, which everybody's running. So there you go, first two battles done. So getting some lucky teams that I'm getting drawn against, which does, let's be honest, it helps. So 2164 versus my 2153. Let's see how we go. So leading with my Togekiss again, and they're throwing out Venusaur. So I don't like this lead, because it leaves me with the Swampert in the back. So what I'm going to do is switch out, and they will probably throw the moves. So the question is, do I shield? It's going to be the sludge bomb. It always is. But to be honest, they're always going to switch that out. And they're switched into Giratina, so at least I know that they don't have a Swampert in the back, so this could be interesting. So I'm going to let this go. I really don't care if they don't charge move me. Not worth a charge move, not worth a shield, sorry. Ancient powered me, so if they get the boost, I'm stuffed. So they didn't get the boost, thankfully. Let's see if I can really farm up here. So I'm concerned about the ancient power. If they Dragon Claw me, it's good bait. Oh, they ancient powered me. Thank you, shields. So they shouldn't block this. If they shield this, they're gonna swap straight out because their time is going to be up. Yeah, so you're never going to shield that, so that's fine. That's fine with me. So for this one, so I just was not quick enough on the swap, so I have to shield that because that's going to one-shot. That's going to one-shot that guy. So let's see what they've got. So chances are so that's not ideal for me. That's a real bad one for me. So all I can do now is hope for a boost and take the hit. So this is going to do some damage. So 2 of these are going to take me out. Dark pulses are absolute. So time to Dragon Claw, and hopefully I can get a second Dragon Claw. Well, a second Dragon Claw in before they take me out, but we'll find out. So I did manage to get another Dragon Claw in, so this is all adding up to damage. So they're going to be absolutely farming me down because they want to be throwing a move as soon as good old Togekiss comes back in. So I'm going to need to... so I'm in dire straits here. So the only way I'm possibly going to win is if I have 2 charge moves back to back. It's done. Game's over. So Sludge Wave. Yeah, nothing to do there. So two good counters, 2 solid counters to my team. So that seems to be... if you've got a hard counter, so... hard counters to Togekiss and Giratina. Yeah, got nothing for it. So really in that matchup I should have stayed in with my Togekiss against Venusaur. The problem is you never know what's in the back. So let's see what this is. So Giratina... this is an interesting one. So they should be switching straight out, which they are. So what have they got? So they've got that guy in there. So I'm going to hope. So I'm not going to block this first one. It'll probably be the Sludge Bomb. I can take 2. It's fine. So for this one I will just charge up a little bit extra and we'll see if I can draw the shield, because they'll probably be wanting to get another Sludge Bomb off to draw one of my shields. They didn't, so that's brilliant play on their part. So I reckon they'll get to that before I do. So I'm going to block that. They've possibly baited, but if they have, good for them. So they've Sludge Bomb. So there's a good shield because it means I'll get to their next Pokemon. So what have we got? So we've got Armored Mewtwo. That's an interesting choice. So that's going to be really good against my Giratina. I'm really hoping they don't shield this. They haven't, so that's hit hard. So that's happy days. So if I can get to this Dragon Claw, it's going to be putting a whole lot of shield pressure on, which is what you want. So let's see if they shield that. They do. That's perfect. So the question is, who do I go? So I reckon I'm going to have to go with my Giratina, even though it's not an ideal matchup. I will shield that because that's going to be Psy Strike, and that's absolutely wrecks you. So I'm going to Dragon Claw straight up. And then I will switch into this guy, and that's gonna... so I've swapped into his charge move, so it's gonna be a Shadow Ball. Every day of the week. It's an Ominous Wind, so if he gets the boost, happy days for him. If he doesn't, he's stuffed because this is gonna wreck him. I'm hoping I can get there. I can't get there, so that's really not gone well for me. I'm hoping it's another Ominous Wind and I might survive it. I do. He doesn't get the boost, so I'm gonna have to go straight for a Ancient Power and happy days. So straight for the Ancient Power. Let's see if I got the boost. I didn't, but it doesn't matter. Fast move them down. Charm, absolute beast of a fast move. Very slow fast move, but absolute beast in terms of power. So you can see how much damage that does. So that's three wins, so happy days. So I've got over the line there. If I can get my fourth, I can get an encounter, which I always interested in. So 2172, again, it's a fair bit higher than me, so I'm hoping I can get the win here. We'll see what they lead with. Good lead for me. We'll see what they switch into. So they're obviously going to switch straight out. So I'm going to switch into this. So this is possibly a bad idea because they're going to be earthquaking me. I'm going to do it. If they've, let's see if they've hydro cannoned. Yeah, so they've earthquake. So thankfully I did shield that because that does a whole lot of neutral damage, which means the next one could be a hydro cannon. Just because they're going to want to, so I reckon that's too fast to be another earthquake. Let's find out. Yeah, so it is a hydro cannon, so that's real good. So they've tried to bait me there. I'm very pleased with that. Had I burnt a shield there, that could have been GG, because I've got the... Let's see what they do. They're probably going to go for that move again. So they beat me to the CMP tie. So I reckon hydro cannon. I'm really hoping not for an earthquake. If it's an earthquake, good on them. It's not. It's a hydro cannon. Unfortunately, we CMP tied, and I've now used the charge move. It's unfortunate. What I probably could have done is undercharge that, just so I. So let's see what they've got. So they've got. I'm going to go with an ancient power just because they might think I'm bluffing. If not, it's fine. They do. So that's hit hard, and that's a good hit for me. So the question is, what do I put in now? So I know they've got that Giratina in the back, so I'm going to go with... So obviously this is not an ideal matchup, but because they're going to ancient power me. So I am going to shield this, because they are going to Ancient Power, and Ancient Power is basically going to one-shot Charizard. It's not happy days. So that's an interesting play. So I'm going to throw on some pressure there, and then swap straight out into this fella here, into the incoming attack. So if he's Ancient Powered me, I could be in trouble. He's Dragon Clawed, so that's happy days. So they save up for the Ancient Power. I'm stuffed because it's going to absolutely wreck both of these. Let's see if I can get the boost. You gotta love a bit of boost. If he's so we managed to get there. So if this is. It's Dragon Claw, so that's alright. So maybe they only got the one charge move, so that's good for me. Means I should be able to fast move this down, and there you go. GG. So that's quite a good run there. Got very lucky with some of their draws. So Swampet's leading into my Togekiss is okay for me, and that's nice few wins there, so that's good. So let's see what I get. Absolute garbage. Beldum. Out of all the options, and it's Beldum. I mean, I guess could be worse. It could be a Tepig. Doesn't even want to stay in the ball. It's just absolute. So hopefully we'll catch this time, and then we can see how that's affected ranking. I'm hoping 4 wins, always good for ranking. Go up probably 20 or 30 points. And let's see what we've got. So 2153, 2180, so gone up just under 30, so 29 points. So that's good. So as you can see, meta party works out well. If they lead with Giratina works out super well for me because they always have to swap out and you get lead. If they've got a strong water team, I'm in a bit of trouble. Giratina, even though it's water versus good old Swampert. Swampert is, with its Earthquake, he's a problem. Swampert is powerful, so I don't have anything really to counter that. Yeah, so it is what it is. So hopefully that was interesting. Party makeup of sort of an average team. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.